What up? This is Robert Horry.
Horry, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
Well, what's going on would be the second round of the playoffs. We are right in the thick of it starting. Had a couple of game ones last night. We're taping the show, by the way, if you're with us on a Tuesday. This is episode 258 of the Big Shot Bob podcast. B-Dog Brendan Harper, I'm Rob Jenners. That, of course, is a seven-time NBA champion, the king of the freebies, Robert. I'm kidding. We are going to be joined by Brandon Scoopy Robinson. Scoopy's NBA dude. You've seen him on CBS. You've seen him on all over the internet pretty much. But Harp and him got to talking, I guess, during the Hawks game. And Scoopy's going to hop on with us in a few minutes. And we'll kind of go through some of the first round of the playoffs, second round of the playoffs, kind of assess where we're at and try and talk Rob off of the Lakers are going to get swept ledge. See if we can make an argument as to why the Lakers will not get swept in the series, but we'll see it together. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm hoping they don't get swept, but with no Luka, that's going to be a tall task to climb.
So is he? I mean, I guess we could talk about this more too when Scoop gets on. But is that it? Like, is he's ruled out for the series, or is it possible that maybe you get him? On the chance this thing gets to maybe a 5 or 6 games type of a thing, that you get him later in the series, or do you just have no hope at this point?
You know what? I have no hope. The fact that he just stepped on the court the other day just to shoot.
Sure.
But who knows? You know, they might be keeping stuff hush hush. You know, it's always weird about sports. They be like, oh, we got to keep it hush hush if this guy's on the court or this guy's coming back. I'm like, dude. It don't matter if they're coming back or not. We're going to game plan for him anywhere. So when he does come back, we are already prepared. And I just laugh at coaches who do this stuff like that.
Gambling. That's why it's gambling. It's all gambling. Will Luka play tonight? What are the odds? They can't tell anybody. So
It's not. Look, as much as a Laker fan as I am, you all know this by now that I'm also a realist. And as much as I would love to see this monumental upset happen, it ain't happening.
Nah. You've just come to terms with it at this point. Is that how
it ain't happening, bro?
You know,
what's up, Scoop?
What up, Scoop?
out of 15 cents. How y'all doing?
What's up, brother?
Dude?
It's been, Mr. Harper. What's it been, about 4 days?
Probably so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Harp texted me, and he's like, "Hey, I ran into Scoop at the Hawks funeral. If you if you want him to come on the show." I was like, "My man's networking at the Red Wedding. What the hell is he doing, dude?"
Rob, what's up?
Man, I'm just chilling, man. Just enjoying life. I'm blessed to wake up. I'm blessed to live the life I'm living. So I'm good.
But in other words, as they say in the church, you blessed and highly favored.
Exactly.
That's absolutely right. That is absolutely. So we're trying to figure out. We're trying to talk Rob and Harp a little bit off the ledge here, Scoop, about the Lakers possibly getting swept in this series with OKC. We're trying to find a glimmer of sunshine here somewhere, but I don't know if there's one to be had.
You're asking a former Laker to speak negatively about the Lakers.
Oh, no, we're not asking him to speak. I'm trying to bring him back. He's already on the swept bandwagon. He's thrown in the towel. He's done. Yeah.
Well, Rob, I'm curious. Where were you last series on the Rockets and the Lakers? Because those are two of your former teams.
Well, for me, I thought it would go 6, and I thought the Lakers would win in 6, and it went 6, and I was shocked when the Lakers went up 3-0. You think about that game 3 and the downfall that they had, and then they started getting that momentum. Like, oh shit, they might think this thing to 7, but you can clearly see that it was just dominance by the Lakers in the game 6. So I thought the Lakers were. I just didn't think that the mix that they have in Houston is a good mix. I'd like the mix last year better than this year's mix.
A name is not always a name you like. If you talk in fashion, you don't always have to go get that Gucci sweater. Sometimes you can mix high end, low end, and still do the job.
Exactly.
Facts.
Yeah.
This is true.
Facts.
Yeah, and if you're some
And
NBA
that's
teams
across
like the
the
Hawks,
boards.
you're shopping at Marshalls. So you're doing the
Well, shout out to Marshalls and TJ Maxx. Who told you it was?
No,
Hey,
it's not.
You can find some good stuff still.
TJ
at Marshalls
Maxx,
and
yeah.
TJ
Tell you
Maxx,
what,
you know what
man.
you're looking for.
Hey, you find a diamond in the rough in TJ Maxx. I've gotten a couple of Toomey bags out of TJ Maxx. Just walking by, dude. Oh shit, that's a Toomey.
See? There's value. By the way, you can find Scoopy Radio if you want to listen to Scoop's podcast. You've seen him on. He's on CBS. All kinds of popping up on television all over the place. So for starters, thank you for carving out some time to just talk with us about the playoffs and, kick it around a little bit.
More importantly, thanks for getting dressed up for our down and dirty podcast.
Yeah, for real.
I can't take all the credit. My younger sister Candace, she's getting ready to go to work. She put the glasses together with the jacket this morning. So credit.
She did
Clean,
you
my
right.
boy, you clean.
Yeah, she did you right.
Let me ask you this, Scoop. When you obviously we talked about the Rockets and Rob talked about the mix wasn't hitting this year like it was last year. And obviously one of the new guys that they added was a big new guy was Kevin Durant.
Right.
Now we go into this season. He didn't play majority of this series, dealing with knee, dealing with ankle, all kind of other issues, which was a big factor probably into them losing this series. Now we go into this offseason with the thought that this is another team that Kevin Durant may leave and depart from. Him being what? Was he 37?
About that, 37, 38.
In my mind, look, KD is, we know, surefire Hall of Famer, one of the greatest scorers of all time. That's stuff that we don't even have to really talk about or debate about. But he's running out of teams, in my mind. He's running out. He's getting older. The sand in the hourglass is lowering a lot. What's the next move for him? Because he's not just wanting to go to any team. He wants to contend for a title. But what teams have to give up to get him, he's depleting the cupboard if he goes. So where does he go from here?
Well, I have felt this. I've had conversations with people across the league. You saw that in the news within the last 24, 36 hours is that Masai Ujiri is now the president of the Dallas Mavericks. And they're seemingly building around Cooper Flag. The only asset that the Dallas Mavericks have left on their roster that's a star is Kyrie Irving. I know that when Kyrie and Kevin Durant were members of the Brooklyn Nets, Phoenix and the Nets had a conversation about trading both Kyrie and Kevin Durant to Phoenix, and the deal would have included DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul, and some other fillers. I know that Kyrie and Kevin at points have had discussions about being teammates again. If I'm Kevin Durant, the pastures are not always greener elsewhere. And when I looked at that Houston Rockets team this season, being around them, there was a level of maturity that wasn't there just yet, and will be there in time. But if you're looking for a veteran presence on that Houston Rockets team, you find a way to get Kyrie Irving as a member of that team.
Interesting.
Very
interesting. I just think with KD, as talented as he is, he has grade A alpha type talent and ability. But sometimes with him, I think when things are going well, he wants to be the reason why they're going well. But when things aren't going well, they always say, to whom much is given, much is required. So when you are the man, you have to assume the responsibility also when things don't go well. That's the two sides of that coin. And sometimes with me, I think Kevin Durant wants the praise, but may not necessarily want the criticism. And I'm like, well, you can't be the man on the squad and not get both. And I've just felt that way about him for quite some time now.
But ain't that most people? Listen, listen, I call it the quarterback syndrome. You know, the quarterback of the team, you win, you lose, you going to have egg on your face or you're going to have a crown that Sunday or Monday, right? For example, we're on the Robert Horry podcast, right? If somebody says something crazy, they don't give a shit about us. It's Robert Horry.
Yeah. No, I tend to blame him anyway. Yeah.
On the Robert Horry podcast. That's him, right?
And Robert Horry don't give a shit.
Robert Horry is Mike Malone incarnate. He's just
Shit.
Hey, because I would tell everybody, I said it's always amazing how people say when they have their opinions, it's cool. But if an athlete has their opinion, you either hating or you just old or something. I'm like, why can't I have an opinion like you? It's like every sports writer, every person on TV, everybody in it has an opinion. But when it comes to athletes, when they have an opinion, they're hating. They're out of touch. And so, hey, my opinion, and most of the time my opinion is right.
You know what I knew that Robert had, Paul? I'm going to tell y'all a quick story. I don't know. Remember this.
Oh, I love this.
Los Angeles 2K party 2019. I was there with TJ Kidd, son of Jason Kidd and Jamani Kidd. And we were trying to go to the VIP section, and the guy at the door was not having it. And he was like, "Why are you here? Who are you?" Robert is standing behind the security guard. I go, "Rob, can you do me a favor? Can you tell him who I am?" And Rob goes, "I think you should let them in." He let us in. So Rob carries weight. We was in the back with Jaleel White, Damian Lillard, Kevin Ben Simmons, Anthony Davis, Dwayne Wade, everybody and their mama and their mama's mom was there. And Robert already say it. I think he's got some pull, so I can see why people would hold every word you say to the other.
Didn't you have on red or pink glasses that night? What glasses you have on?
I had some brown colored glasses. And
I remember that's what I saw. I remember your glass was very colorful or something. It was something very colorful you had on because I remember that night. And that's the first night I really had a conversation with TJ. And he was telling me what he was doing, and we exchanged information. So I remember that night.
How about that?
You probably didn't think I remember that night, but anytime it comes to video games, I remember. The kid
NBA Live. You do know thinking too about video games, brother.
Yeah. So, the funny thing is, you take that whole story and you put it in San Antonio, all of y'all get kicked out. They don't want any part. They just sent all of y'all out. They're like, nope, get them out. Get them out.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Well, listen, do you want to touch? We had some game ones last night.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how much we want to get into any of the stuff that happened from round one outside of the fact that, we had a couple series close out. I don't necessarily think we need to talk about the Hawks game. I mean, I know both of you guys were there, but that was just from people from Atlanta like us. I mean, you put that on the Mount Rushmore of embarrassing losses, and that Mount Rushmore's, by the way, got like 15 faces on it. It's already pretty crowded. That one works its way up. But Rob was texting us. What did you text us? The Mitchell Robinson thing?
Oh yeah,
the fine. He said he got. So they got Mitch for like what, $50K or something like that for the scuffle.
I didn't understand that. Dude almost took his rib out, dislocated his shoulder, and he got fined more money. I'm like, what are you doing, NBA? Did you not see what happened?
You know why he got fined more money?
Yeah.
The social media post.
Instagram.
That's funny. That's funny.
Instagram comes back to get all of us at some point.
Yeah. Look, Scoop.
It was funny though. I enjoy it. If you're gonna get fined that much money, make sure you make people laugh.
Make it worth it.
He showed his ass the last day of school.
He sure did.
He really did.
Yeah.
Now, Scoop, both of us were in the building, and we spoke before the game, and I'm pretty sure neither one of us would have ever guessed that we would have been in the building to witness history in that way. Nobody in that building would have thought they would have witnessed history in that way. That's just me. Maybe you differ in opinion, but that's just me.
It makes me think of a clip song. God damn, it's a new day.
Sure is.
Yeah, it's interesting. If you remember during that game, James Dolan was sitting courtside, owner of the New York Knicks, and he went viral. He was sitting next to Stephon Marbury, and he was like, and I'm paraphrasing, he was like, "Man, we kicking ass, 41 points." God, like he was like. So then I walked over a little bit before halftime. Dolan was getting ready to walk off the court, and I walked with Stephon, and I was texting Stephon, "Yo, you went viral." He wasn't on his phone. And so I walked with him through the tunnel. I said, "Yo, you went viral." I said, he goes, "For what?" And I gave him my phone. He goes, "Damn, I'm glad I didn't say nothing else after he said it. I just laughed. That game, that first quarter, I think the first half they had 70-something points in the first half.
No, Rob, the best was I don't want to say I'd forgotten the game, but I got tied up with other stuff, and then Rob texts the group chat and goes, I just turned on the Hawks game. What the hell is going on? And I was like, oh my God, the Hawks game's on. And I threw it on, and it was 60-19. And I was like, what the hell just, I had no clue what had happened. And I was like, it got so out of hand so fast that it's one of those things that you look back on and you're like, how? How did it get that out of hand? And then you look at what happened to the Magic, and you're like, how did that get away? There was a lot of that in the first round that was really, really weird.
That Magic game was the worst half of basketball ever.
Dude, they
seen
shot 10% or something in the second half. It was atrocious.
It was. I don't know who to blame on. Either you got a dumbass coach or you got some dumbass players. Because you saw what Cade Cunningham. He was just going to the rack. Them dudes kept bombing threes, shooting outside jumper. I'm like, you got to be the dumbest group of people I've ever seen in my life. It was one play where they got 3 offensive rebounds in a row. Bane had Denner at half the court. Didn't take a dribble. Was looking around like, oh, fuck. I'll just shoot this bitch from a half court. And shot it with 10 seconds left to go on the shot clock. I was like, if I was a coach, I said, all you motherfuckers in the bench. The last 5 who never played, go in the game because you can do better than these bums. It was the dumbest half of basketball I've seen in my life.
Well, I take it a step back. Orlando should have never have been in the seeding that they were in, and their talent level on that roster and their seeding are incongruent. Jamal Mosley lost his job because of multiple years of injuries, a disconnect with the star player, and Orlando's inability over the last few years to make that step to the next. And I'll be honest with you, Orlando has had conversations more recently at the deadline this year with the Milwaukee Bucks about the availability of Giannis Antetokounmpo. And so now you start looking at what Orlando's future holds. I know that Orlando and Milwaukee had a conversation pertaining to the Paolo Banchero and the Giannis Antetokounmpo swap. In my mind, when I looked at Orlando and I saw them up over Detroit, you're thinking, ooh, maybe Orlando's taking that next step. Or maybe they're reliving how they were playing against the Pistons over 2 decades ago, almost 2 decades ago, where they had a 3-1 lead and then they lost it. History repeats itself. Lauryn Hill said there's nothing new under the sun. She wasn't the first to say it, but you just look at Orlando and they just never, ever since they played against Robert Horry's Houston Rockets, they've never been able to take it to the next level. And it's unfortunate.
Robert ruined another franchise. Good job.
No, that's a good 30 for 30. You have to watch that 30 for 30 on Nick Anderson. It's a good one. I don't say Nick Anderson, but it's Orlando. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Orlando. So the Knicks go on from rolling the Hawks tragically to rolling the 76ers tragically last night in game 1 of their series. I'm stunned that the Sixers beat the Celtics. I really am. I was the first one to put my hand up on this show and go, I just don't think the Sixers had the weapons. And Boston just did not, I don't know, man. Didn't have an answer, didn't adjust. Tatum hurt. I mean, just didn't.
I'm not as surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised with the way Boston was playing down the stretch, and the way Philly was playing down the stretch. And Philly was starting to get better, but I just didn't think the matchups were there in Philly's favor, and just ran them right out the building, man.
Yeah, that goes to another dumb basketball, and this is what people always talk about: live by the 3, die by the 3. Orlando, perfect. Celtics, perfect. You keep shooting these threes.
Yeah, Peyton Pritchard ain't always going to have a night like he had. You know what I mean?
And that's you got to have a way to get a bucket on the inside to stop that bleeding. Yeah. These mugs are still just taking it to the neck. They're still like this. I'm just going to keep cutting. I'm going to hit the 3 pretty soon, but I'm going to keep cutting. I'm like, and cut your damn neck off because you keep trying to shoot these threes. It's like, yo, get a bucket. When you put Jaylen Brown on Embiid, I'm going to just back your ass down. I'm going to score. And it was I just don't understand these coaches. It's like, I know this is the game, it's the way it's played, and we live and die by it. But to me, it's just dumb basketball. At the end of the day, and I say this all the time, basketball is not about threes. Basketball is about getting buckets and stopping somebody. And you got to be able to get a bucket to stop that bleeding.
Big shot. The last time I asked you a question, it broke the internet. So I'm going to ask you another question.
Do it.
Remember when I asked you if Michael had retired to play baseball, would the Rockets still have won those 2 championships?
Yeah, I remember that. Fuck yeah, we would have still won it. We did win one. In 95, Mike didn't have the fucking squad. He went out and recruited everybody to come play with him. You know, it's what people don't understand. When the Horace Grant didn't get enough credit for when he was in Chicago. He did all the little dirty work for them to help them win when he was there. And then you got rid of Horace, and then you had to figure out who I'm going to get. Someone a little bit better than Horace that does the dirty work. And then it's Robin. And that's how they was able to win. And so that's what you got to look at, man. You know, we always look at the mega stars, but it ain't always the mega stars that bring it home. It's the Steve Kerrs, it's the Horace Grants, you know, it's the Derek Fishers, it's those guys like that are willing to dive on the floor, you know, and then get that extra rebound. And at the end of the day, when you cut the head of the snake off, someone got to come and knock down the shot. So, yeah, but yeah, we would still won that because we was too fucking good.
I'll take that and raise you this. Make sure y'all clip that, by the way.
100%.
I'll take that and raise you this. If Jason Tatum had played in that game for the Celtics, would they have beaten the Philadelphia 76ers?
I think so. I think because JT at the end of the day, he will try to get to the rack. And when he plays, he brings a different energy to that team. He brings a different maturity to that team. And we you know, at one point we were talking about how JT was going to be the face of the league, and then he had the tragic, you know, Achilles. But I feel like he's one of those guys that can get you a bucket. He ain't got to always shoot a three. He might not get to the rack, but his mid range is on a level like a KD. And so that's one of the things that we can look at, because you got other guys. Think about that starting lineup the Celtics threw out there. 3 of those dudes ain't gonna be in the league probably next year.
Oh my God, that was such a weird starting 5. Yeah,
it's like, what the hell, man? So yeah, and I think when you look at that game also, that's one of those games as a coach where you flip back and you do, you know what, I think we're gonna pull it. It's game 7. We're gonna do the JJ Redick. We're gonna play our fucking starters till they die. You know, I mean die, but literally like throw the hand up and say, I need a blow. And he didn't do that. He tried to play all these guys that nobody's ever heard of. They shouldn't even been out there. So JT would have brought a different whole dynamic to that game.
Say less.
I will say that, Scoop, you talked about the whole Giannis and Orlando thing earlier. I know another team that has recently come up in the news as a possible trade destination is Boston.
Say the Hawks. Oh, I thought you were going to say the Hawks.
That ship has sailed. That's gone. That's done.
That ship's on fire.
I never saw the Atlanta Hawks as a viable option.
That's I didn't really either. I just didn't think the stuff that they would have to give up to get him wouldn't have been worth it. But the Boston Celtics has come up. Brad Stevens and them possible. I'm pretty sure they have. I don't know what all they have in their cupboard as far as capital.
They'd have to. You're talking about the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics would have to send Jaylen Brown to Milwaukee.
Yeah, I mean that's what it would come down to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, any it was relayed to me, and this is like the TV show Lamb Chop. It's the song that never ends. In the sense of what, like, Milwaukee is not qualified or does not have to erase qualified. Does not have to move Giannis to where he wants to go.
Right.
And so to me, Boston was something that some of our colleagues put out as far as a destination. It's going to be difficult. You'd likely have to include a third team in order to make that happen, right? So you if not Jaylen Brown, you'd have to include Derek White. I'll be honest with you. As much as people say Boston wants to get rid of or kind of downsize the team, they say that until the playoffs happen, until they win a championship, or until those championship aspirations look realistic. And so that's a separate thought from Giannis. If you're asking me specifically about a team that's not talked about much that I think should be given more credence to and isn't outside of Orlando and Boston, the Portland Trail Blazers are a team that has assets. Now, I know people talk about the owner, but this is what I'll say. In my conversations with people, the thing that Giannis wants, 1, is creative control. 2, a family atmosphere. You talk to Brooklyn, Brooklyn has the assets to make it happen, but from my conversations with Brooklyn, their hesitation is this is New York, and the family atmosphere and the things that he wants, like bringing his brothers with him, is not going to happen. Portland could happen. You have Nike. You have a family atmosphere. Orlando, you have Mickey Mouse. You have a family atmosphere. The Knicks, it gets a little bit more difficult, specifically because you're seeing how Karl Anthony Towns is playing. That could either be a showcase to trade, or we ain't trading him because he's playing so well.
And it's funny that Portland, like you said, does have the assets, and I never thought about them as a possible destination. They have pieces, and they really overachieved this season, getting to the playoffs and putting up the fight that they did. There was another team that I was talking about with a couple of people that I think will really shake some things up, and I think they have enough assets to possibly get it done if they want to. What do you think about the San Antonio Spurs?
I think that the San Antonio Spurs are missing more of a Draymond Green type player than they are a Giannis type player.
Yeah, I
Spurs
totally
need
agree.
an asshole on their team. Giannis is not the asshole, and I mean that respectfully.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right though. Yeah.
They need an asshole to match Anthony Edwards' asshole.
Yeah. I was gonna say take it to last night. I mean, yeah. I don't know why we're comparing assholes, but okay. I mean, we can just. But yeah, you're right.
We put the skit up Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah, with the cake. Oh God.
Yeah. But it's weird. They've been talking about a lot of this trade too out here in Lakerland, and putting him out here with Luka and trading off Austin and all that kind of. But this is going to be
everybody on the panel's going no.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying what they're saying. But this trade to me is if it happens, because I got a strong feeling it's not going to happen. And at all. And the reason I say
why?
Is because this is why. Because Giannis is going to want to bring his brothers with him, right? And teams, I think that's 3 spots. And then you're going to have to give up everything for him. And if I'm a GM, I keep looking at the shit keep happening with KD. I keep giving up shit, and then my team gets worse. I keep giving up shit. And you think about that. And to me, it's like, now, if I'm a team like, let's say Utah. You talking about family atmosphere. Utah is a different type of family atmosphere. Mm-hmm. Utah is the only team to me that you say, okay, I got all these picks. I'm going to give everything to get him. Now I can bring in these 2 brothers because anybody want to go to Utah? I'm not being Vernon Maxwell. I'm not hating on Utah. But I'm just saying.
Kind of sounds like you are, but okay.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying that because even if he goes to Portland, I know Portland's a great, great, great basketball town. There's the only thing there. I mean, if I like basketball and Nike. And you're going to be teaming with Damian Lillard again. You can have that relationship. But it goes to, again, and you look at that Portland team, you're going to have to give up 3 guys or 2 guys to get that. Now you deplete the team again. You're starting all over again. So that's why I got a feeling that this trade, if it happens, it's going to be like 3 or 4 teams. But I don't see it really happening like where everybody thinks it's going to transpire.
Robert, it's kind of like, I played a lot of Connect 4 in high school and college. Like, it's like
chess. You seem like a chess guy to me.
I don't know how to play chess. I know how to play it in life. I don't know how to play it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's almost like everybody's trying to do that cancel out move. Milwaukee and Giannis, and it's like Giannis is so good, he over delivered, and Milwaukee has never had a star like Giannis, and it's like, well, what do you do? It's like it's you can't win.
Yeah.
And the best thing is for him to you would think the best thing is for him to stay and just to write out his contract. But then if he does that, Milwaukee gets nothing. Right. Nobody wants what Milwaukee is selling.
Yeah.
And nobody wants what Miami is selling.
Yeah.
That's right.
But Miami literally is going to Milwaukee like they're pulling up to a Wendy's drive-thru and saying, "Hello, can I take your order?" "Yes, I'd like to order White Castle." It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. And when you Miami's another place that has always come up when you start talking about stars that could potentially be on the move. But Miami is no better outside of the weather and South Beach and everything else that they're selling. That's no better of a destination than Milwaukee for Giannis. Why? Because of everything that you have to give up. So now he's going to, it's like Will Smith standing in the empty house at the end of Fresh Prince. What I got? Who's here with me? Ain't nobody here.
Yeah.
So I should have just stayed in Milwaukee if this is the case. Stars on the move like this, it's a double-edged sword because you want to go to a new location, but you're the star that is forcing these other teams to give up all the assets, so you're back at square one again, just in a new city.
Yeah, but I think what you guys are missing in this conversation is I don't know if it really matters that much in the sense of somebody's gonna give up whatever they got to give up to get him. And if it means moving pieces to find homes for his brothers, they'll do it. If it means moving pieces of their roster to do it, they'll do it. We're all approaching this from a logical point of view, and we all know that there is a team somewhere in the NBA that is going to approach this completely illogically and just want to basically put his name on the side of the building and be like, we got Giannis. Come see this team play. And they're not going to think about, oh, yeah, we've depleted our bench and we've moved our star players. Like, I really think, and that's not taking a shot at anybody, but I think there's enough GMs that will look at it exactly the way you guys all laid out. And I think there's probably a few in the league that are going to hear that and go, yeah, but we got Giannis. We can put his face on the building and we sell some tickets and we get some butts in the seats. And I feel like he's going to go somewhere this offseason. I really do, Rob. I think you're wrong. I don't think he stays in Milwaukee. I just don't think he's happy there. I don't think he's gotten what he's wanted out of that place. I don't know if Milwaukee's really necessarily still happy with him on the sense of how this has played out the last few years. And I think there is a GM in this league that will do what they got to do and move what they got to move to be able to say they got Giannis.
Yeah, it's probably if it happens, it's probably gonna happen right before the season start, and someone gonna come and lowball him because they think about it. They know he wants out of there. He has the team like, fuck, man, we gotta trade him because he's unhappy, and we gotta show some type of what is missing in all of sports, loyalty, and get him out of here because he did win us a championship, and someone gonna lowball. He's gonna end up like someone like Golden State, him and Steph is gonna win one more championship before he retires. It's gonna be something weird like that.
Man, you giving clips today.
Isn't he though?
Man, you giving clips today.
Yeah.
Watch you end up in Golden State.
Oh my God.
Robert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this is a question for all you guys, not just Robert.
Oh, go, man.
Like, when somebody in football loses and somebody will put a cap, like say the Ravens hypothetically lose and then they put a picture of Lamar Jackson and then they'll put in the caption, now explain this in NBA terms. Let me ask this to you guys. Giannis' situation, explain it in 90s era terms with a star player.
Oh. Yeah, Rob, you go first.
No.
But it can't be Shaq because Shaq, he had the opportunity to just do what KD did when he went to Golden State. He left Orlando and went to it's almost like when a team like Dream, because I was up there and close. I know when I got drafted out of Rockets, Dream was like, "Oh, I want out. I need a new contract." And I'm like, "Fuck, dude, we gonna suck if you leave." And so, of course, they gave him what he wanted. And for me, it's not about the contract thing, but you go down the list, there's, guys like Kyrie who wanted out and they got rid of him. And I don't know anybody that's been in a situation like this other than Barkley, where he went to Phoenix.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but they gave up the number one pick. It was Clarence Weatherspoon, who was like supposed to be the new Barkley. And it was almost a tit for tat. But you got to understand, back then, it was a lot easier to give up a star player than get this because you got rid of Barkley and you got Clarence Weatherspoon. And Barkley turned that franchise around because they was just missing one thing. He was only there, what 4 years in Phoenix? How long was he? 4 years, 5 years?
Something like that. Yeah.
And then he went on to Houston. But if you have to make me put my finger on one thing, it's the Barkley trade. How he was pissed off at Philly, and they sent him west. We won't deal with you in the East because you're too much of a beast. We send you west, and he winds up taking that team to a championship, which he never won one, but he was there in the mix.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one. Before you even said it, I was thinking, I'm like, dang, like you said, there wasn't a ton of movement that could compare to somebody like Giannis, but Barkley was one of the guys where you're trading a superstar to another team. So I agree with that Barkley one.
It's also hard, too, when you look back at the 90s era of the NBA because you didn't have what you have today in the way of 24-hour media and social media, and you didn't know what everybody thought and everybody's like little sister wanted to say about their time here. And you basically got what you got from reporting and Sports Center, and that's about as much as you knew, you know?
The rules are different, too.
Yeah. All right, well, look, let's touch on some of the stuff that is going on. We talked briefly about you got to find your asshole Anthony Edwards, who did. Dude, he did a good job last night. I did not expect to see Ant coming off the bench in Game 1. I really didn't. I figured it was probably going to be Game 2, 3, maybe later in the series, but they still won in San Antonio last night, man. Ant gets it done. They were pretty heavy underdogs. They won by 2 points. They had a shot at the end of the game, didn't fall. But they sneak out of there with a win, man. Game 1 win on the road for the Wolves, who continue to basically just shut me up because they were the team that I was like, man, Lakers want to play the Wolves. And then the Wolves took out Jokic and the Nuggets, and I was like, shit, I'm glad y'all didn't see the Wolves. So and now here they are stealing one in San Antonio. So I don't know. You think the Wolves got a shot in this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, after last night.
Scoop, you the guest, so you're going to go first. But I do want to say one thing. I have a newfound respect for Anthony Edwards. Coming off the bench, that's number one. But the second thing was when I turned Terrance Shannon going to work, and Terrance looked at him. He's like, no, dude, do your thing. Go on, don't look at me. You go to work. Yeah. And when he did that, I was like, oh, see, that's the type of player that you want on your team. Even though you're the superstar and someone else is cooking, I'm going to sit back and chill. Go ahead and cook. And to me, that put him on a whole nother level. I love him just for the shit talking he does, but that moment right there put him in a basketball realm for me that's well respected because a lot of superstars, they were like, nah, dude, okay, they won't say anything. They'll go ahead and I'm going to ease on here, take this bad shot. Not give it up and just watch. Like, no, I'm going to watch, dude. So I really respect him after last night.
In a world where everybody is a superstar, everybody has a brand, everybody is somebody. And a night where everybody celebrated the Met Gala, Edwards, a guy who came off the bench. And it's a throwback to the 80s and the 90s. Every player that I talk to from the 80s and the 90s, the player that resonates most with them is Anthony Edwards. The sneaker commercials give me little Penny commercial vibes from Nike back in the day. Just the way he carries himself, the way he moves. Minnesota is literally the Undertaker coming back from the dead. Or as they say in the hood, he's just the roast that just won't die. Like that team, man, is special. Like aside from Anthony Edwards, the Knicks' trade with Minnesota to get Julius Randle really, for the Timberwolves, to me, really, it doesn't matter who brings the ball up, who distributes, who gets the basket. As long as Anthony Edwards gets his touches, as long as Julius Randle can be a blue-collar LeBron James for that team, as long as Naz Reid can do what he does, and as long as Rudy Gobert gets his touches, everybody is in line in Chris Finch's system. And I really am excited to see, even if they don't win, what their future holds. Because I really think Minnesota, like many people left them for dead, I believe, at the beginning of the season. And come playoff time, they're in a different stratosphere.
Yeah, they're gritty. There's a lot of grit there with that squad. And let me tell you something. Ever since Jaden McDaniels called everybody out in that last series by name, pointed to everybody, said, you can't play defense, you can't play defense, you can't play defense. That's bold. But to be able to go out on the court and fulfill everything that you said from that point on, you don't have a lot of wings in this league who are lockdown defenders. He is one of the best. If he top 3, and he may not be 2 or 3, his confidence and his ability to say, I'm going to go out on this court and I'm going to be one of the defensive anchors for this team with him and Rudy Gobert. They're playing with a lot of house money because not many people thought that they can compete with Denver, especially after Ant-Man got hurt. They go out there, they take care of Denver. Denver got their own issues. And then you come into this series and you steal back home court advantage in game one versus a Spurs team who has title aspirations, big time. They are really setting the tone in this series to say, Wemby's great. Wemby's an alien, but we can get rid of aliens. We've seen it in movies many times before.
In black.
There it is.
We know how to deal with aliens.
That's who they
and we're
need to
going to
be.
deal with them in this series. I'm not giving up on San Antonio because I still think the way they play offensively in game one wasn't good. Now, albeit to the Timberwolves defense. But I think game two, I think they'll fix those things. I think you're going to see you're going to see Wemby come out shooting on all cylinders for game two. Got to defend your home floor.
He was 0 for 7. So
I don't think he'll be 0 for 7 in game two is what I'm saying.
But to your point,
You and I
guys,
both know that.
You're right, though, because right now, for me, Minnesota's the most dangerous team right now because, like you all said, they're playing with house money. Nobody counted them in round one. I had them way out against the Nuggets. Nobody's given them half a shot, and they come in and steal game one against San Antonio. Like, they're dangerous, man. They're just dangerous. They got nothing to lose right now. So it's like, come on, throw everything you got at us. We'll see what you can do.
Analogy often. The Timberwolves are the 5th or 6th cup of wine at the holiday party that just sneaks up on you. You better take a Uber home.
I like that a lot, actually. I really enjoy it. You're right. You're 100% right, Scoop.
You're right, because it do be that about that 5th or 6th one. It's like, whoa, hold on now.
Wait, just what happened? I was fine a minute ago, and now I'm losing.
That's when you start picking up that mic thinking that you can sing. Karaoke time.
That's usually right. Yeah, that's usually right.
Karaoke.
That's usually when people start denying you mic privilege. You're like, no, he's fine. Don't, he's okay. We don't need to get him out there. And then we have the Cavs close out the Raptors in 7. I was hanging on, dude. I had the only one on this show that picked the Raptors to hang in there. Cavs just, it was too much. Jarrett Allen, man. I think you just really got to see, watching most of that Game 7 between them, man. When he's on and he's playing at that level, he can be special. He can be a game changer, and he just, for my money, he was the one and only difference for me in Game 7. He just took that thing over. He's impressive.
Yeah, he's one of the best rim protectors in all of basketball. We saw that last year when they were a number 1 seed in the East, and carrying that over into this year. When he plays well, he could be a double-double machine. Guys find him, whether it be for the alley. He's not your traditional put the ball on the floor big man, but he runs the floor well and he protects the rim. Him and Evan Mobley, the two Twin Towers over there who both can block shots. When they want to lock in defensively, good luck. And that's to anybody.
Yeah, I've spent quite a bit of time with the Cavs this season, and the thing that I really enjoy is seeing life prior to James Harden and life after James Harden. And we talked about Giannis making threats. Quietly, Donovan was making them same threats. Out. And you got a James Harden who's the playmaker, who can get things done. People say James Harden and Donovan Mitchell don't show up in the playoffs or they don't get to the next level. Who would have thought that both of those guys would be on the same team and they had to figure it out? And they played a Survivor Series round with the Toronto Raptors going up against Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes and company. But the thing about it is when you look at James Harden playing alongside an Evan Mobley, playing alongside a Jarrett Allen, we've seen how big men benefit. We saw it in LA with Ivica Zubac. We saw it in Philadelphia with Joel Embiid. We done got all the kinks and all the mistakes out. The first couple cups of wine. It's time to kick it into another high gear for Cleveland if they hope and pray to get to the conference finals to play against what many assume will be the New York Knicks. Cleveland has the roster. Cleveland has the personnel, but Cleveland has to beat the allegations of their 2-star players. God bless you.
Thank you.
They carry their team to the next level in James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, and now's the time. I think Dr. Martin Luther King said, now's the time. Now's the time to show that you can do it.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. And I need – one thing that I do need to see from Cleveland is as much of when Donovan Mitchell turns on his offensive game, he's just as good as anybody. I do want to see a little bit more consistency because in that series versus Toronto, I believe, obviously, he came out firing in game one. I think he had 30 plus, I think, in those first two games. But as the series went on, his scoring began to decrease. He didn't look like the leader of that team in a sense. He looked like he was just kind of coming back down to the rest of the pack. And my thing is, if this team is going to have title aspirations and they want to be the representation of the Eastern Conference in the finals, I need him to be consistent offensively. I need him to consistently, because that's how superstars are made in the playoffs. If you're going to be an offensive talent and you want to be the leader of this team, I need you to be more consistent than what you've been.
Listen, growing up, my family ran and operated two businesses in Harlem. And if you know Harlem, New York, Sylvia's restaurant is historically the spot you go to. Melba's as well as Amy Roof's. And I want consistent mac and cheese. I want consistent collard greens. But I know I'm not going to Sylvia's on a Monday or any soul food restaurant across the country. Day after Sunday, right? So Wednesday through Friday, I'm going because I know I'm going to get consistent service and I'm going to get things the way I want it. I want the Arnold Palmer. I want the cornbread. I know I'm making you all hungry, but the point is,
damn.
In Cleveland, they're going to have to play consistent on Monday. They're going to have to play consistent on Tuesday. If the shipment of greens doesn't come until Wednesday, maybe you got to put some more turkey meat, some more vinegar, some more veggie salt and get it right. But we need consistency 7 days a week, not just Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We need you all those times. So if you're Cleveland, you got to bring consistent dishes in Kenny Atkinson's system.
Hey, Scoop, let folks find out you was a chef at one point in time in another life.
It was funny. My late grandmother and my biological father, they actually owned a restaurant in Jersey City. It was a soul food restaurant, Jersey City, New Jersey, soul food. So you kind of learn, the tricks and trade. I come from an entrepreneurial background on both sides. So
yeah, I could tell. Damn.
On my family side, so yeah.
To your point about Donovan Mitchell, 32 in game one, 30 in game two, and then 15, 20, 19. Then back up a little bit, 24 and 22. So it just, again, to everyone's point, inconsistency. Strong start, inconsistent in the series. So we'll see what they got against Detroit. Detroit obviously had to take a nice, as Cade said, a nice long look in the mirror after getting pushed to the brink, to say the very least. And I mean, I'm anxious to see what Detroit's got coming out of the gate after what they just went through. I mean, Cleveland to a lesser extent, but Detroit for me, I mean, they were shaky at best. They struggled like hell. They found it when it mattered, but how are they going to come out against Cleveland? I don't know. We'll see how that one shakes out. And then the last series we got to talk about, we talked about it a little bit. What do the Lakers have against OKC? I mean, do they have anything going on here? Do we have anything, Rob? Rob, you're going to be on television, I would imagine, at some point in the next week. Tonight. You're going to be on television tonight, Rob. What are you telling Lakers viewers that this is how we can win a game against OKC? Because I know you're not going to get up there and wave a white flag.
No, the way the Lakers can win this game is they're going to have to pack the paint. I know this sounds weird because OKC, everybody thinks they're just great three-point shooting team. They're really not. You have to pack the paint and make Shea go right. Shea goes left, he's going to kill you. He can go right and kill you too, but I think he's more consistent going left. So you got to pack the paint, and then you got to attack them. They have no shot blocker. I know everybody talks about Chet being so. He's not really a shot blocker that you fear. You got to play downhill, but the one thing that's really, really going to hurt the Lakers is they play every other day. And so if you do get to game 5, that 41-year-old, I don't know how it's going to work out. And I say this all the time, and I wish I could call LeBron like, yo, man, I love you, but please do me a favor. Just do a normal warm-up. Don't do all that shit you do that you normally do before a game. Reserve some of that energy, man, because we're going to need it, because we play every other day. And we're going to have you playing downhill, attacking the basket, and hopefully get them in foul trouble, because that's the only way that you're going to be successful.
Okay.
That's the PSA to LeBron James right there. Anybody looking for it? Right there. There it is.
Yeah,
right
clip
there.
number 13 from today's show.
But do y'all see his workouts before games? I'm like, why are you doing all that shit at 41, man? Yeah. Save that juice.
Scoop, I don't know about you. I just think outside of Shea, outside of Jalen Williams, outside of Chet, all the guys that are going to do what they do.
Run the roster.
All the $300 million guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be it's the bench for me. The OKC, the depth on their bench versus the Lakers' depth on their bench, I just don't think when they're able to sit Chet down or even able to sit Shea down for a little bit, I have more faith in OKC's bench to continue the trend upward and not lose a lot of steam when those guys go to the bench and be able to intertwine those lineups. Sometimes with the Lakers, Jared LaRavia and Jared Vanderbilt, it's just Vanderbilt's not going to give you a lot of offense. He's there for defense, and his defense has tailed off a bit over some time. The Lakers don't have the level of talent on their bench that OKC does. And I think at the end of the day, it's going to be rough.
You know what one of my biggest regrets is, just as a person covering the league at large for the Los Angeles Lakers? That the 2020 Lakers team never got a chance to defend their crown. And I feel like whether you feel it's a bubble championship or not, going into that COVID break, they were clicking on high cylinders, beating Milwaukee, beating the Clippers, beating all these other teams. And when I look at the Oklahoma City Thunder, to me, they're getting that opportunity to defend their crown. They're everything that the Lakers bubble team in 2020 should have been and weren't because of disputes with front office, disputes on money at large. And I feel like when you look at this Lakers team, you're looking at a couple of factors. One, LeBron being 41 and playing against people his kids' age that are the future of the league. And two, if the Lakers lose and LeBron has to go home, he has to decide whether he's going to retire or take less money to return to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who he could help win another championship if all pieces stay in Cleveland. I feel like this Thunder team is so special because even without, I've taken trips this season to Oklahoma and I've seen what that team has looked like with Jalen Williams and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the floor. And I've seen what they've looked like without those two gentlemen on the floor. And that's the part that's frightening for the Lakers in my mind. Because to me, they are a prep school Portland Trail Blazers team from the 2000s.
Okay.
Interesting.
With they smoke a lot of weed.
Wow, you took that down a whole different road. Good for you.
But yes, that team. If Robert, you played against that Blazers team, their second unit could be a starter on other teams.
Yeah.
That Oklahoma City Thunder team, their second unit could bust somebody's ass in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And have done it consistently coming off the bench.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought them getting Jared McCain was the thing. The highway robbery stealing him from Philly. That was the move. I'm like, you got a guy that's 22 years old and can score the basketball like that, and he's coming off your bench.
You know why they did that?
Him, though. They got three guys that come off that bench that's better than him.
Okay, hold on, why'd they do it?
Yeah,
they thought they were getting Giannis at the deadline.
There you go. It always comes back to Giannis. The whole thing always comes back to Giannis, man. Damn. All right, well, look, man, dude, it's gonna be a hard road for the Lakers. It's gonna be a hard road. You're gonna need a lot of things to go your way. You're gonna need a lot of guys to play at the top of their game. You're gonna need a Luke Kennard special somewhere. Like you're gonna have to have a lot of stuff go right for the Lakers to have a good shot at this one. But
you need Luke Kennard to pass the ball to someone other than a damn guard. Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. Like I said, you got to have a lot of things go right. That's one of the things that's got to go right. All right, look, we've kept Scoop for a long time. Before I cut everybody, before I cut him loose and we can finish up, I just want to get everybody's conference title predictions. Who do you think we will see in the East? Who do you think we will see in the West? Rob, we'll start with you.
I got OKC and Cleveland.
Oh, you went straight to the finals. You skipped the conference finals completely? Okay.
San Antonio, Spurs.
San Antonio, OKC, and you think OKC gets to the finals?
Yeah.
Okay, who do you think plays the Cavs? Is it the Knicks?
Knicks,
Cavs. Okay.
Yeah.
Scoop?
Yep.
Yeah, at conference finals, I have the same thing. I have the Spurs and the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. In the Eastern Conference, I have the Cavaliers and the New York Knicks.
Who do you think advances? NBA Finals. I'll put you on the spot. Since Rob already stepped on it.
My bad.
You know, my friends and family and followers in New York are going to be mad at this, but I do agree with Robert. I do like the Cavaliers.
Okay.
Conference team going up against Oklahoma City.
Harp?
Okay. I agree with the two teams in each conference in their conference finals. And for the NBA finals, I'm going to go, you know what? I said this once before because of how they played OKC during the season. I'm going to shake it up a bit. I'm going to take the Spurs to represent the West.
Okay.
And to represent the East. As much as I hate their fan base, as much as they ran through this damn State Farm Arena, they would have ran through Phillips Arena too. Yeah, you know what, Knicks fans, this is one of the best. This is one of the years that if you're gonna do it, this is how it's gonna get done. Mm-hmm. So I look at it's gonna be the Spurs and the Knicks in the NBA Finals.
Take it back to '99.
Why not?
It is. See, but the problem is if you want Knicks fans to suffer, what you have to do is go OKC. Knicks advance, and then OKC just demolishes their dreams in the NBA.
I'm fine with that.
I'm okay with that. That's the way I'm going to go, I think. Yeah, that's the way I'm going to go.
But sometimes during the playoffs, you see blueprints. And I think teams are watching how the Spurs play and you watch how Minnesota's playing them. You find a blueprint. And I'm just say this, the Spurs kicked our ass 5 times in the regular season when I was with Houston Rockets. Rockets in 6. As I'm saying, that's all. We beat them in 6, And there's always something like that. You don't go by the regular season because we don't show you some stuff to the postseason. And we bring it all in the postseason. And so I know everybody like, well, the Spurs dominate. I was like, yeah, because the OKC took a backseat. It's just the Spurs. They behind us. Now we got home court advantage. We're gonna show that championship heart. I just don't think the Spurs can get past OKC. They just too damn tough. Okay. It's going to be a great matchup, but I think OKC is too tough.
Yeah. And they've been there.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Yeah, they have been there.
And they continue to play the way they've played last year, if not better, which is crazy.
And Antonio's not that far off, but Oklahoma has been there. And
like you say, the Spurs need to get Draymond Green this summer. I'll make Keldon Johnson become Draymond Green or something, man, because they need an enforcer on that team.
All right, listen, Scoop, we'll let you run. Tell everyone where they can find you.
Scoopy on everything, Twitter. Subscribe to Scoopy TV on YouTube. I just announced yesterday I have a new series called The Pull Up with Scoop B. First episode drops on the 18th of this month. Check it out on YouTube and everywhere where you check out my work. So Twitter, Instagram, and visit scoopb.com.
Love it. Appreciate you a ton, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Blessings. Thank you, sir.
Brother, appreciate you.
Love you, brother. Much love.
Well, dude, that was fun.
Yeah,
he's good, man. He's a lot of fun. We've had Scoop. We've had him a couple times before on other stuff.
Yeah.
But
that's so funny. The first time I met him, I was like, "Who the fuck is this dude?" He was just talking and talking and talking, and it was one for Jason's son. I was like, "Okay," and then I was like, "Oh, this motherfucker kind of cool."
Oh, there you go.
Shit. Yeah.
There you go.
He definitely, he travels around, networks. Mm-hmm. Everybody kind of knows him, like you say, either by the glasses or the colorful blazers and shirts that he wears. So he always stands out.
No, yeah, he's And you've seen him a ton. If you're not familiar with the name, it's the minute you go check him out on YouTube, you're like, oh, I know Scoop. Like, I mean, you've seen him all over the place. So, thank you again to Scoopy for his time. I know he was very generous with it. We kept him for like an hour.
Good stuff though.
Oh, great stuff, man.
Great stuff.
There's a guy who's very connected, who talks to a lot of teams, who does his due diligence, and good stuff from Scoopy. So, Harp, thank you for networking at the Red Wedding in order to nail that one down. We appreciate that. Let's do a big shot of the week real quick, and then I will determine if you guys want to play this week's game, because we've gone a little long here, but we can always go a little longer. It's up to y'all. Big shot of the week is going to go to 14-year-old Jude Baker from Summerville, Georgia, locally, and here's why. Jude is a 14-year-old cancer survivor and was given a chance to do a Make-A-Wish through Make-A-Wish, Georgia. He didn't ask for a vacation or to meet with celebrities. He wanted to feed the homeless. That was his Make-A-Wish. And the people from Make-A-Wish said it's crazy because that's not even anything we offer people on the sheet of stuff you can get from Make-A-Wish. And he said, no, that's what I want to do. I want to use whatever goodwill is put upon me for making it through this journey to feed the homeless. And they did just that through Make-A-Wish, Georgia. Backpacks full of supplies, sleeping bags, hot meals, all distributed to people around Georgia who are in need and going through homelessness. So, dude, big shot of the week to 14-year-old Jude Baker. That's pretty cool, man.
Yes. To think about other people at a time like this is really a big shot.
Especially at 14 when you're given pretty much the golden ring. It's like, what do you want to do? You want John Cena to come make your bed? You want Spider-Man to come hang out? What do you want? And he's like, no, I want to give back. So a better kid than I was at 14. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I
want an Atari. I want the new Tecmo Bowl.
God, how old are we? I want the new Atari and the new Tecmo Bowl. Oh, God, we are old. Throw a Google on that, kids. All right, do you want to play Walmart or Waffle House?
Yes.
Rob's yes. All right, so everyone who gives me grief about the podcast being long this week.
Yeah.
Hashtag blame Robert Horry.
Yeah. Also a big shot to those kids on the bus too, man. Y'all saw that?
I don't know if I did.
It's with the bus driver. I think it was in what was it? Michigan or Mississippi? It was in Mississippi.
Okay.
Where the bus driver she passed out, and it was like middle schoolers had to run up to the bus driver and like revive her and slow the bus down and pull it to the side. So yeah.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah, you got to check it out.
Yeah, so secondary big shot of the week for sure to middle schoolers who played clearly way too much Grand Theft Auto, who knew how to drive a bus, But damn, that's awesome. Good for them. That's a great one. Add that in. All right, we'll do a quick round of everyone's favorite game. Walmart or Waffle House. This is very simple. I give you guys a crazy ass story. You just tell me, did it happen at a Walmart or did it happen at a Waffle House? And it prompts. This week's game came from a story I saw this past week that is a real story. And I couldn't believe that it was a real story. This is a FEMA official claimed he was teleported by God 50 miles to this location. The staff at the nearby location says they have no memory of seeing this man. But he came out in the media and said, God teleported me 50 miles. Did God drop him at a Walmart or a Waffle House?
You know what's bad? I heard this story, but I don't remember where it was.
Oh, no!
I'm going to go Walmart just for the hell of it.
Rob's going Walmart. All right, Harp. Did God teleport this man to a Walmart or a Waffle House?
I'm going to go Walmart too.
Oh,
everybody goes Walmart.
Can I change it?
Sure.
Let me go. I'm going Waffle House. I'm going Waffle House.
All right, Rob's changing his answer. Point two, Robert Horry. It wasn't Waffle House. He got transported.
It came back to me. I remember.
By God.
When I heard this story, I was going to send it to you guys. I remember now. When I started laughing my ass off.
By the way, I've been teleported a few times in my life. It's called getting blackout drunk. Okay. It's called starting the night somewhere else, ending it somewhere else, and not knowing how you got there. That's you, sir, have a drinking problem. That's what you have. All right, story number 2. 4 young men calling themselves the Cutthroat Cowboys attempted to ride a horse into this location, knowing that it wasn't going to get in there. But they're doing it blasting the, I think it's Brooks and Dunn song, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. They were arrested. One of them insisted it was an emotional support animal. So did these 4 idiots, one of whom got arrested, try to get a horse into a Walmart or a Waffle House?
Walmart.
Dang, that's a tough one. Because I can see this happening at both locations.
Hence the premise of this game.
Absolutely. I'm going to go Walmart again, though.
All right, everybody's going Walmart. There you go. Everybody gets a point. Yeah, no, it was indeed a Walmart. There's no way you're getting a horse into a Waffle House.
I know it, right?
Although I've seen a few people like, how'd they get in here? They fit that guy through the front door. I've been to my share of Waffle Houses early at night. All right, let's go with this one. A soldier and his girlfriend decided to get married at this location before his deployment last month. They showed up with 20 guests and no warning to perform an impromptu wedding ceremony. The staff didn't have any idea it was even going to happen. It went massively viral on TikTok. Did they get married inside of a Walmart or a Waffle House?
I'm gonna go Waffle House because they had to have eats after the wedding.
Walmart sells a lot of food.
I know Walmart
man.
has food too, yeah, but I'm just saying.
Sure
But some of Walmart stuff you gotta already cook or you gotta heat up. I'm gonna go Waffle House.
All right, everybody's going Waffle House. Yeah, everybody gets a point. Yeah, you get married at a Waffle House if you're gonna make a statement, dude. Show up with 20 guests uninvited, but that's the other night, I'm sure, at a Waffle House. A whole bunch of people roll in without warning. All right, let's go with this one. A whole shift of employees collectively beat up one customer who decided to swing on an employee during an argument. No one was arrested. Cops were called. But did a whole team of employees, not every employee, but did a whole team of employees beat up a customer who started a fight inside of a Walmart or a Waffle House?
Oh, that's a Waffle House. Because Waffle House
goes Waffle House.
One of the prerequisites for being a Waffle House worker is you got to have hands.
Oh yeah, you have to go through a certain amount of ROTC training.
It was 2 ladies and it was like 5 employees.
Yeah, it was indeed inside of a Waffle House.
I saw
Usually
that,
when hands are thrown. Yeah, you're right. A lot of times it's a Waffle House. All right, well let's go with this one and see if the story holds true. A customer got into a fight with an employee, and in the chaos, the employee whipped off her wig and used it as a weapon mid-brawl. The wig removal clip alone got about 1 million views online. No one was arrested. Cops were called. So customer and employee
Walmart.
in a fight. Employee, I should say, whips off the wig, starts beating the customer with it. Rob says Walmart.
Yeah.
It's another tough one. I'm going to shake it up. I'm going to say Waffle House.
Harp says Waffle House. Rob says Walmart. The point goes to Brandon Harper. Hands were thrown. It's usually a Waffle House. Yeah, that one.
Because my thing is, if you're going to throw hands at a Walmart, they're going to call the police.
Oh, cops showed up. Cops showed up. They just didn't arrest anybody.
Well,
So-
they're going to arrest you at a Walmart.
At a Waffle House, it's like, please go about your business. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just,
All right, story number 6. 2 men brought a goat into this location. When an employee confronted them, the man repeatedly yelled, "It's a dog!" Clearly it was not a dog. When a fellow customer disagreed, he turned to her and yelled again that it was a dog and it had feelings. He was asked to leave. Cops were called. No one was arrested. A man trying to pass a goat off as a dog inside of a Walmart or a Waffle House. Yeah, dogs don't usually make that noise. Right?
Walmart.
Everybody goes Walmart. Everyone's going to get another point? Yeah, that's absolutely right. That was, you drag a goat into a Walmart. You tend to get called out on that one. All right, last story. A man attacked employees with a broom at this location after getting in an argument about incorrect change. He was arrested, charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. You charged a man with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon for swinging a broom? I've been hit with a broom before in my life. My mom used to crack me with the handle of the broom. She never caught charges, but apparently this guy did. Inside of a Walmart or a Waffle House.
CPS.
Yeah, no, none of that ever happened to us back in the day. Walmart or Waffle House. Man attacked an employee with a broom.
I'm going to go Waffle House.
Robert Horry scores the final point of the game. Yeah, that was a Waffle House. I don't know. I guess where you
All the fights are in Waffle House.
always
seems like.
hands
That's true.
thrown inside of a Waffle House.
But I also thought
you just grab a
in this-
broom or something. How did that work?
Yeah, I just also thought that Walmart had brooms, so it ain't hard to go grab a broom.
Dude, every time you go to a bathroom in Waffle House, there's a broom right there.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, that's right.
Just in case.
Yeah, there's a broom right there and a mop on the other side.
Yeah, well, and I promise you, the mop gets plenty more use than the broom in a Waffle House bathroom, or maybe not.